I realized, oh my God, this play is about some Parisian people that took over the government of Paris in like 1871 or something for a little while, and they actually got away with it for a time until the soldiers came and either kicked them out or mowed them down. I don't know. I haven't really read the play. But the play is being performed weekend mornings down in the Occupy Wall Street area, and I highly recommend that you go see this unique piece of theater, which was written up in the Wall Street Journal. So obviously the Wall Street Journal is just getting ballsier and ballsier. You know? I never thought I'd see the day where Bertolt Brecht would appear in the Wall Street Journal. So anyway, Carlo is going to be doing something that you wouldn't expect an Italian to do, and that is play the banjo. So welcome, please, Carlo Fiorletta.
I'm a little nervous because I didn't actually prepare to play this thing. I've just kind of had it around. If you look under your chairs, you will find some literature about the Occupy Wall Street project. It's not really like an Oprah thing. But I actually did want to kind of pimp some of the stuff I'm doing, so rather than looking at the show, you can just read the paper for that. I want to thank Noemi. She's really done a great job as an MC here, so please give her a hand. These type of shows, and she's probably the best MC I ever experienced, and that's what she was telling me during intermission. And I've been really impressed with all the acts here. I have nothing to compare with the dental thing. I did get a root canal back here. To introduce a little bit about myself, I come from a purely Italian family. All four of my grandparents came from Italy. I did date a Jewish girl for a while, and the joke I had about her was that the Jews invented guilt, but the Catholics perfected it. In addition to the Occupy Wall Street thing, it is an old Bertolt Brecht play, and a lot of the people who are acting in it obviously haven't read the play either. But it really is a great spirit. If you go to the Wall Street Journal, the analysis of the play is about as good as their analysis of the stock market. Seeing people outside during March in Zuccotti Park, if you know the terrain, it's surrounded by skyscrapers. We're all out there in the shadows and wind tunnel, and it really has been a good experience for me. Kind of like scurvy. Next thing I wanted to pimp is my wife's movie, Surviving Family, and that's also mentioned in the programs. And my wife Mara is a great writer. And you can just ask her, she'll tell you. And I didn't realize that we were going to have this audio-visual effect thing, because Noemi did talk to me before, but it was kind of with a Puerto Rican cowgirl accent. So, what I'd like is if Lauren, if you could stand up for a minute. Lauren Augerton, if you give her a hand, please. We're going to ask you to be like the Vanna White of the show now. So if you can just like hold this, and I guess keep this side going forward for now. This is the new high-tech 8.5 by 11 DVD cover. And I just wanted to mention some of the people. In addition to my wife Mara, we have a gnome who's a star. Our director, Laura Tees, is from Germany. I met her at the New School. And I've also done some projects at the School of Visual Arts, but I never got a copy of the DVD. So if you know a guy named Oren Rittenband, if you can chase him down. And we had a couple of really name actors who, if you don't know that much about the market right now, soap operas have kind of gone out of business. So all of a sudden, all these faces that I know, I didn't really watch soap operas, but one of the gals we had actually was beaten out for a lead role in the show. What's the new mob show? That's Steve Buscemi. Somebody?
Broadway,
Boardwalk Empire, right. And so if you know, there's this character, Nan Britton, who basically was the prostitute of the president, Andrew Garfield. And the thing about that show really is that it's filmed as a very epic piece. So the gal who's our lead actress, Sarah Wilson, was beat out for that role by the actress who plays Nan Britton. Her name happens to be Virginia Cole. The thing about how actors are different, and I was in on most of the casting, in this epic thing, Virginia could be very big, and in the casting, I remember I was using a flip camera, very similar to what my wife is using now, and our director wrote back, "Oh, I hated that person. It was, she was playing with her hair, and that's what you learn in acting 101 not to do." And Laura is a great director. It says so on her website. And so she knows everything about acting. But Virginia has been very successful. She's doing an off-Broadway play now. And Sarah was perfectly great in this tight little movie. And then we got Tara Westwood, who played her older sister. When you cast a lead actor, then everything kind of revolves around it, because like the brothers and sister have to look like that person. So we went through a number of different actresses, including someone who won an Emmy Award. And Tara came to us literally the last day, and I was joking with the casting director that I was going to have to play it in drag, so I think that gave her a little bit of impetus to hire a professional actress. Lauren came along and really had a key role, because it was really like in the center of the movie, where the whole history of this lead female had to be dissembled for anyone who was watching a 2-hour movie. And even though she's only in one scene, she brings together... It was a fantastic scene, and she says this beautiful Australian accent just melted me. I was in love with her, and had to get her in the movie. And she plays this barmaid, bar owner really. And the thing that made me laugh was that at some point somebody said to me, she's been in the neighborhood, it's in Jersey, she's a lifelong resident, how come she has an Australian accent? So when you're casting something, you want people to talk about the movie after the movie's over. If they blame me for a different accent in New Jersey, that's a good thing. And then we had a couple of people, Lorraine Farris, who I recognized immediately from the movie Natural Born Killers. Now, if you know that movie, there's a horrific scene where Tom Sizemore is waiting in a motel room. Lorraine's here getting shock treatments for depression, and that was the norm back a generation ago. And the thing about Lorraine was that she was in this movie, Natural Born Killers. She played a prostitute. And you know the scene. It's a horrific scene, not so much because she's a prostitute, but because she's in there with Tom Sizemore wearing a leopard thong, and he looks horrible in a leopard thong. But in that movie, she's strangled. I don't want to ruin it for you. If you see the scene, you'll know she gets strangled. But in this movie, it's the opening scene, she hangs herself. And it's like when you're auditioning people, you look at their necks and you think, how would that look? You already know. And she was married to a guy named Bill Sage, it turns out, who's been in movies like American Psycho and also Boardwalk Empire, one of these actors you recognize from everywhere. And the thing was, when I saw their headshots, I just can't see these two people as a married couple. And then when I found out they really were married, I had to kind of mumble that. So if you flip over the chart there, the DVD cover, we also had Phyllis Somerville, who you probably recognize from many TV shows. She's in The Big C. She plays Laura Linney's neighbor. I think they killed her off, but she comes back as a ghost now. For real. And she was, I recognized her from this movie, Little Children, with Kate Winslet a few years back. And I actually think she kind of got robbed from at least a nomination for an Oscar. But she was there competing in the year when this movie Babel was out there. And Babel, she was basically competing against a Mexican and a Japanese immigrant. And it was like a political thing. What are you going to do?
She plays a pedophile's mom in Little Children as well, so it's not so PC,
Yeah, I know, it's true. I guess Laura wants to give an award to a pedophile's mom. But she's just an actress. So another guy we have is Johnny Hopkins, who came in, and he had to play this kind of drunk ne'er-do-well brother of the lead female. And sure enough, after we were done shooting, we found him in the park, and he was drunk and not doing well. And the last character I want to mention is a guy named Vinny Pistori. And because we have somebody who I think is probably under 18 in the audience, the synonym for the character that he played on The Sopranos is large vagina. And the great thing about that was that we shot a scene, we cast him as the mayor of Jersey City, and the mayor was just tickled because he felt like to be portrayed by this criminal actor was like a step up. But they passed that around.
Thank you.
Thanks. So now, I actually started doing stand-up about 15 years ago in between marriages, so I don't know if this is a sign. But when I was a kid, no, we like you, wife. When I was a kid, all the other kids used to make fun of me because my head was big. It was basically this same size with like a little child's body. And, you know, my mother would kind of shake her head about the going through childbirth. But I remember one time, the kids were really tormenting me, calling me big head, big head, big head. And my dad was like, shrug it off. But my mom was very sensitive, you know, and she was like, oh, don't worry about it, they're just jealous, you got a lot of brains, they're in there. Here's some money, go to the store, we'll have a little party. She started making out a list, and here's, get some popcorn, get some candy, get watermelon. And, hey, Mom, that's a lot of stuff. How am I going to carry that back? She says, use your hat. Okay, so one thing I want to do now is, I actually took a certain amount of offense to Noemi. We've been friends a long time, when she was talking about stealing material from Michelle. I think it was very unprofessional. So getting into the music thing, I want to, because I'm strapping this to my chest, it means I'm a professional musician. And of course, I'm strapping it to my chest, so it means I'm playing the accordion. Which, of course, is the second most hated instrument next to the bathtub. One thing, I do have two beautiful, intelligent daughters now, despite the bad first marriage. Actually, I have 3 daughters, but only 2 are beautiful and intelligent. And now, after I got married the second time, we don't have any children, but I do have 2 beautiful, intelligent cats. And this first song is inspired by my cats. Meow, 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 and I forget the rest of the words. So, for the last comedy bit, what I'd like to do is sing along. And I know you're scared, this is a very scary environment, and we got the professional audio-visual effects, and but it'll be fine. Just kind of go along with it. I'll sing the song through once. This is a song that my grandmother sang to me, and in my generation, grandmothers came from another country. They didn't really know English that well, but it's really the importance of the feeling that goes behind the words. So if you listen to me sing it once, and then I'll lead you through it the second time. Okay? It'll be great. Just trust me. You'll be just looking for the paper under your chair. Be courteous, kind, and forgiving. Be gentle and peaceful each day. Be warm and human and grateful. Have a good thing to say. Be trustful and thoughtful and childlike. Be witty and happy and wise. Be honest and love all your neighbors. Be obsequious, purple, and clairvoyant. Be pompous, obese, and eat cactus. Be dull and boring and omnipresent. Criticize things you don't know about. Be oblong and have your knees removed. Be tasteless, rude, and offensive. Live in a swamp and be 3-dimensional. Put a live chicken in your underwear. Get all excited and enter a yawning festival. Okay, now we're doing it all together now. You all right? I'll get you through, all right. Be courteous, kind, and forgiving.
Courteous, kind, and forgiving.
Be gentle and peaceful each day.
Be gentle and peaceful each day.
Be warm and human and grateful.
Be warm and human and grateful.
And have a good thing to say.
Have a good thing to say.
Be trustful and thoughtful and childlike.
Be humble and thoughtful and childlike.
Be witty and happy and wise.
Be witty and happy and wise.
Be honest and love all your neighbors.
Be honest and love all your neighbors.
Be obsequious, purple, and clairvoyant.
Be obsequious, purple, and clairvoyant.
Be pompous, obese, and cactus. Be
Pompous, obese, and cactus.
Be dull and boring and omnipresent.
Be dull and boring and omnipresent.
Criticize things you don't know about.
Criticize things you don't know about.
Be oblong and have your knees removed.
Be oblong and have your knees removed.
Okay, now just the ladies. Never make love to Bigfoot.
Never make love to Bigfoot.
Okay, now just the guys. Hi there, my name's Bigfoot. All together now. Put a live chicken in your underwear. Go into a closet and suck eggs.
Go into a closet and suck eggs.
Thanks.